Welcome to the project video for In-Content Preferences for Firefox, created by Team Mozilla for the CSE 498 Collaborative Design course. The team is comprised of 4 computer science students: Owen Carpenter, Joe Chen, John Rietveld, and Devin Sales. The project sponsors from Mozilla are Jared Wine, Blair McBride, and Julie DeRoche. Firefox is a free and open source web browser that is managed by the Mozilla Corporation, a wholly owned subsidiary of the Mozilla Foundation. The product vision statement for Firefox is discover, experience, and connect with apps, websites, and people on your own terms everywhere. In an effort to continually improve the experience provided by the browser, a major goal that the Firefox user experience team is working toward is eliminating pop-up management windows in favor of in-content designs. With this goal in mind, the team was tasked with transitioning the Firefox Preferences functionality from a separate window into the content area. The current Firefox Preferences can be accessed by clicking on the Firefox menu and selecting Preferences. The resulting window contains a multitude of options that users can manipulate in order to customize their web browsing experience. Some of these options include changing the homepage, specifying how downloads should be handled, customizing fonts and colors, disabling JavaScript and automatic image loading, and having Firefox remember your passwords for sites. The Preferences window design features a menu of category icons at the top, with the options related to the currently selected category displayed below. The design of the new Preferences in Content page is based on this concept, but has a few key differences. The new In-Content Preferences can be accessed by selecting Preferences in the Firefox menu, or by entering the URL about:preferences in the browser. Upon navigating to the In-Content Preferences, a user is presented with the Preferences landing page, which shows only the category icons. These icons represent the 8 different category panes that comprise the page: General, Tabs, Content, Applications, Privacy, Security, Sync, and Advanced. When the user selects an icon, the landing menu is hidden and the page displays only the preference pane related to the selected category. If the user wishes to return to the landing page menu, they can use the back button located at the top left of the page. Since the functionality for all of the Preferences options has already been implemented, the technical contributions of our project centered on restructuring the preference category panes to work with an in-content user interface. The team had to ensure that despite the restructuring, all of the existing functionality still works correctly and makes sense with the new design. In addition to this, the team was also initially tasked with implementing a search bar for the new Preferences that allows users to easily filter the available options and quickly find what they are looking for. As the project progressed and the structural details of the page were worked out, it was determined that a full search of all Preferences options was not a feasible goal given the project's limited time frame. Despite this, the team was able to lay a solid foundation for more extensive search work to be completed in the future, and utilize this foundation to implement pane switching within the page. Since everything is essentially in one file, the page does not reload when the user selects a new pane. Instead, when an icon is clicked to switch to a new pane, the browser will search for elements on the page that are associated with the selected pane. If an element has the associated attribute, it is displayed, and if not, it is hidden. This saves the time to completely reload the page, which can be costly and frustrating for users. In the near future, Firefox plans to build on this foundation and add a search bar for Preferences. An additional component to the project was creating a way to easily switch between the old and new implementations of Preferences. To accomplish this, an entry called browser.preferences.inContent was added to the Firefox About Config page, which allows users to toggle between the two. Accessing About Config can be done by entering about:config into the browser location bar. Since this page contains advanced settings, a warning is displayed to make sure the user knows what they are doing. After the user promises to be careful, the config page is shown. Our new entry can be quickly found by entering browser.preferences.inContent into the search bar. Then, to toggle the setting, simply double-click on the entry. So, why the switch from pop-up to in-content? In the context of Preferences, this change provides several benefits for users. It eliminates the need for another easy-to-lose window and makes the experience of modifying preferences simple and identical across all devices. For Windows users specifically, the pop-up preferences window is set in a blocking mode, which means that the user is prevented from doing anything else with the browser while the pop-up is displayed. This means that users who wish to experiment with their preferences must repeatedly open the pop-up window, make a change, close the window to see their changes reflected in the browser, and then do the whole thing over again to make another change. Part of implementing the new in-content preferences involved visually styling them, and an important related issue is operating system-specific styling. We had to not only make sure that the in-content preferences look good on all operating systems, but also that if a user changed operating systems, that they would still have the same look and feel. To accomplish this, we added skins. These are style sheets created for each specific operating system and applied automatically based on which system the user is running. Another critical component of the project was learning to use Mozilla tools and processes to manage our code, test it, and get feedback. For part of the testing process, we were able to utilize a Firefox try server. By pushing our working copy of the Firefox Nightly build to a try server, we could build our new version of the browser for each operating system and run all the tests. This way, we could see where our changes might fall short of working as expected, and test out the builds for each operating system. When it came to automated testing for our project, there were two major tasks: updating the previously existing preferences tests to work with the new design, and writing a few brand new tests to exercise the functionality our team added. All of these tests were run using the automated testing framework MochaTest. While many teams might choose to utilize tools such as Subversion or Git for version control of their software, at Mozilla, the system Mercurial is used to manage the source code for Firefox, often with an extension called Mercurial Queues. The team had to adjust to the concept that Mercurial Queues manages patches, which are essentially mutable change sets that are stored in a queue and can be applied and removed from the main code repository. It took some time to determine the best methods for collaboration between team members using Mercurial Queues, but it resulted in a valuable learning experience for everyone. In addition to Mercurial, the team also had to quickly pick up on the ins and outs of Bugzilla. Bugzilla is a defect tracking system that Mozilla uses not only to keep tabs on known bugs in their software, but more generally to track all tasks, changes, or updates that need to be made. Everyone on our team learned to create and configure new bugs for the tasks they were assigned within the project. Additionally, Bugzilla provides the ability to post patches and request review on them, so each person was able to receive quick targeted feedback from our mentors on their work. This tight feedback loop helped the team learn Mozilla's coding standards and ensure that everyone was on the right track in the project. The in-content preferences pages have been implemented using a combination of Zool, CSS, and JavaScript. Zool is an XML user interface language developed by Mozilla that is used to specify page structure, content, and controls. CSS is used for visual styling and element placement, and JavaScript enabled us to create the interactive functionality of each page. The Mozilla team is thrilled to have had the opportunity to work on a project that will eventually be seen by hundreds of millions of users. We would like to thank our Mozilla sponsors, specifically Jared Wine and Blair McBride, for their dedication to the success of our project. We would also like to thank our professor, Dr. Wayne Dykeson, and teaching assistant Meredith Schmidt for their guidance and support. Thanks for viewing our presentation.